It's NBA draft day, and I'm actually psyched up for that as well. I got a jolt last night, and I didn't go to bed until like 12 something. I just.
Was it because you saw my post?
Oh yeah, congratulations on the Olympic Club championship, but it wasn't because of your post. Marcus Smart gets dealt to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Dude.
Kristaps Porzingis goes to Boston. Tyus Jones goes to Washington. And Boston somehow comes out of it with 2 first-round picks. So you get Bradley.
How?
I don't know how. But Boston, a lot of people in Boston consider Marcus Smart the heart and soul, the pulse of that basketball team. And Brad Stevens, former coach, now GM, rolled the dice and said, you know what? We capped. We hit our ceiling with Marcus Smart. We know he's a former DPOY. We know what he can do offensively. You know, yeah, he'll flop this and that, but we got to make moves. We got to make moves. And he rolled the dice, and he traded Marcus Smart to Memphis. Traded. Now, I like to deal for Memphis.
You were surprised by that move?
Absolutely. No, but I didn't think Marcus Smart was on the block. Did you?
No, but it makes sense because I look at their team, and I think one of the biggest problems with their team, I think they need a true facilitator to take the load off of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum from turning into your turn, my turn.
Right.
They're a very glorified OKC offense. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. ISO, ISO, ISO. So on one level, I understand trying to move off of Marcus Smart to get a more traditional point guard somewhere and in there. So on one level, no, I'm not surprised. On the other, in terms of what he means to that team, Marcus Smart means a lot. I get exactly what you're saying.
So a bold trade like that happens in the NBA, sends shockwaves all over the place.
And I think Porzingis, the unicorn.
Well, Porzingis doesn't move me, but to Warriors fans' credit, to a lot of fans' credit, I get why they would want Porzingis. Look, he'll give you the emptiest 28 points in a game ever, but as a third, fourth option, a guy who can space the floor,
he's fine.
I get why.
But I don't think he's a difference-making player who comes in and now you go from being like, let's say, the 5th or 6th team in the West to now you're the 2.
Yeah, no,
That's the way I view him.
He doesn't move the needle for me either. But I understand why people will want him. But he doesn't move the needle. I'm going to say that on the front end. But now I'm saying, boy, Marcus Smart getting traded. You know, you see the Phoenix Suns part ways with Chris Paul. They say the heck with it. Washington finally pulls the plug on Bradley Beal. They're not going anywhere. Chris Middleton says, you know what? I know I had a bad season, but I'm going to opt out of a $40 million deal. I'm going to opt out of a 1-year, $40 million deal, try to get it back either with Milwaukee or a long-term contract. And I'm thinking, what? I wouldn't pay this guy after what I saw last year with Chris Middleton.
Yeah, but if you know your knee is kind of shredded, like for Koepka, I know, like, opt out now and get whatever the hell you can locked in as 4 or 5 years.
Exactly.
So I'm not like I hear what you're saying because it's $40 million, but he's saying I'd get 120.
Yeah, maybe he
can.
And
if I waited out next year, maybe my knee is deteriorated so bad where I can't even get 80.
And maybe it's not for Milwaukee now. Maybe it's not for Milwaukee.
What does that do to Giannis?
I don't know what that does to Giannis, but Chris Middleton right now, he is the age of 31 years old. He's going to be 32 by the time next season rolls around. 32, August 12th.
I'm not surprised he opted out because this is a league that gives out contracts for resumes even when a guy's hurt. Like Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant.
Yep.
He got a max deal and he was going to be out for a year for sure.
No doubt.
For sure. Klay Thompson got max deal.
And he was
going to be out for a year for
year.
sure. Right? And so I understand from Middleton's point of view, and I understand from a league perspective, look, he's going to get money, dude.
He's going to get money from somewhere.
It's bold.
It's bold. It's bold. Now, the Sixers are trying to ask people for Tobias Harris. They want the whole world for Tobias Harris. I am good.
Who is very mid.
Right. Very mid. Very mid. What is Embiid going to do? What is Giannis going to do? But more importantly, we know we got an owner down the street here at Chase Center in Joe Lacob. And we know we got Mike Dunleavy Jr. in the building. And Joe Lacob has told everybody, I will do whatever it takes to win. He told us at the Bob Myers presser, hey, I don't care. The CBA, the hell with that. I will win, and I will figure out a way to win. Will Joe Lacob make a bold move today? Will he make a bold move today? Will that be a trade? Will it be a sign-and trade? Will it be, hey, Klay Thompson, you're 33 years old. I may move you. What is going on? Because I'm having a hard time seeing him part ways to Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga.
I am too. And Bonte, this is something I did not have on my flow chart. What about the Giants kind of chipping away at their market share? As big as the Warriors have been for a decade, I can't believe the talk around town is more Giants than Warriors for the first time in forever.
I guess it depends what part of town you're in.
That's true. I'm talking about just in general.
Okay.
I think people are waiting for the next shoe to drop.
They are.
They're waiting for the next shoe to drop. But like,
they are.
Hey, look, I'm not saying that the Giants are bigger than the Warriors. No one is saying that.
No.
But I'm just saying, like,
but this is something we talk about a lot. When the Giants were missing out on stars.
Exactly.
And I saw Larry Berry at Chase Center 2 seasons ago saying, oh, my Lord, they got it popping down here. And it's dead at Oracle Park.
That's what I'm saying.
How can we get it buzzing down at 30 King once again? And you don't think Joe Lacob? Joe Lacob's got bigger problems. But Joe Lacob aspires to be Jerry Buss.
Of course.
He wants to go to 16 finals in 33 years.
Steinbrenner.
He wants to tie Eddie DeBartolo for most championships as owner here in the Bay Area. He's well aware of how many championships Eddie DeBartolo has. Will he pull a big move? We're seeing Memphis say, you know what, Tyus Jones is a good backup point guard, but we saw him get his lunch money taken by Dennis Schroeder. We're going to move off of him. We're going to move off of him. You know, he was.
But I understand because getting Marcus Smart kind of offsets it when you lose Dylan Brooks. You get a little more dog back. Like it makes a lot of sense on both ends.
And I think he's a better defender than Dylan Brooks.
I agree.
And he's a better shooter than Dylan Brooks. Better teammate, no doubt about it. He's going to bring some veteran leadership to that team so much. And he's going to wrap his arm around John Morant when he comes back, and they're going to be a better team for it. But with Joe Lacob, because we're getting back to Giants, but I'm just thinking it's draft day here, and things are flying off the table. We got names about draft picks. We got this or that today. Who do you want to see the Warriors take at 19? Do you want to see him move off at 19? But I'm fired up to know. With Joe Lacob, after seeing Marcus Smart leave Boston and what he means to that team, because you can make a similarity that he means as much to that team as Draymond means as much to the Golden State Warriors. Will he now pull the plug and say, you know what, Draymond, you can walk. We're gonna make some moves around this, and we're gonna retinker our roster and reload. Because I think a team up there on I-80 in Sacramento, I'm watching them saying they're itching to make a big move. They're itching to make a splash and say, you know what, last season wasn't a fluke. I just think some wild things could happen in the NBA, and I have no knowledge of nothing. But I got a hunch at the Warriors made. I got no knowledge of nothing.
Save that line.
No knowledge of nothing.
Anytime we speculate recklessly, I've got no knowledge of nothing.
Nothing. But will Joe Lacob make some big moves? Will he say, you know what, it's time to pull the plug on the big three and retinker this bad boy? I have no idea.
I don't want to get bogged down in the weeds. We can both agree. Draymond means more to Warrior fans and the Warriors than what Marcus Smart did. I get the correlation. It's a good metaphor, and I actually think it really sticks. But Dre means more.
Do you know that for sure? I'm seeing a lot of Boston fans on my timeline wear their Marcus Smart shirts today, saying it's Marcus Smart Day. We miss you. We love you. You were a Celtic. You grew up here. Listen, I know Draymond won the championships here, but I think that's unfair for us to say, engage and say that, hey, Draymond means more to us because this fan base is split with Draymond Green. There's a lot of people saying Draymond can go.
Yeah, but I think the appreciation level, like there's two different things. Being frustrated with him or being ready to part ways is different from what you mean to us all time as a legend.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But see, that's unfair because the Celtics have a deep-rooted history.
Of course.
Deep-rooted history.
They've won one title since 2008.
I know. They've won one title since 1986.
There you go. I mean, we
one
talk
title
about
since 1986.
We talk about them. The Miami Heat have been a more successful Eastern Conference team in the last 20 years than the Celtics. But I hear what you're saying.
But the Red Sox didn't win a championship for damn near 100 years. What do they mean? What did it mean to baseball?
Well, I know, but then they won three. But they've won 3 or 4
but they
in the
didn't
last
win one when 04 came around. They didn't win one since 1912 or 1911, whatever the hell it was.
I know. I get triggered with the Celtics because they won all their titles when there were 7 teams in the league.
Honestly, let's talk about this. Boston, the Red Sox were an iconic franchise. Knocking on the doorstep, knocking on the doorstep. There's no doubt what they meant to Major League Baseball. They had no championships for a very long time. Cubs didn't win a championship in over 100 years. What did that Cubs brand mean to Major League Baseball?
That makes sense. I get what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying about the Celtics. They only won one championship.
It's like the Dallas Cowboys brand.
It's still the Celtics.
No,
it's still the parquet floor. It's still that green and white.
But we talk about them in terms of actual accolades like they are the Miami Heat, where the Miami Heat have been the way more successful franchise in the last 20 years.
I hear that.
But big picture, you're correct. And they do have a giant fan base. It's undeniable.
And they're hungry for a
undeniable.
title. But what Marcus Smart meant to that city, it meant a lot to them. He meant a lot to them.
Okay.
So the only difference is the championships. But anyway, we're going to talk a lot about the draft. It's a huge difference. But think about how people were ready to drive Draymond to the airport just 2 years ago before the fourth championship.
Draymond Green. Last night at softball, they're like, Draymond in or out? I couldn't believe how many people were like, I will drive him to the airport.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're doing that in Boston. they don't do that in Boston about Marcus,
But Marcus Smart didn't cost them what they believe to be championships.
Man, Marcus Smart has shot them out of so many basketball
believe
games.
me, I understand.
Marcus Smart
but his own attitude didn't get him suspended. He didn't punch his teammate. Like, there are things that you could pick one of the 7 or 8 things that Draymond's done that could divide a fan base. Any one of them could have triggered someone.
Yeah, I it's tough to gauge, but that's a big move for them.
No, it is.
And I wonder if Joe Lacob was watching, saying, "You know what?
I like
we could do this. We could do this. We could move off some things and retinker. What will they do with Draymond Green? I want to know. 888-957-9570.
Can we get into the
play? Get back
play?
into the Giants. Yeah,
You tell me
that's
when.
where I was transitioning.